Dude, I don't think I can actually get much closer to the screen. Hair is wild at this point. Definitely need to get this cut. Anyway, yes, Casanovians. I wanted to put this live stream together because I think it's an important topic and I think that I can provide an obscene amount of value over these next 10 minutes. So do stay until the end, especially if you're a guy watching this, you are over the age of 33. You might have those self-limiting beliefs at the moment where you think you're too old, you think you're too late in the day to be cold approaching. Maybe if you're like my typical client who's the entrepreneur, the business owner, the high achieving busy city worker, you might feel as though cold approach is this dirty secret. You have this almost shame attached to the discipline. Like you don't want people to know that you're going out there and cold approaching. And you've got a lot of those self-limiting beliefs whirring around your mind like dirty laundry in a dirty tumble dryer. So yeah, by watching this live stream all the way through, I hope to shatter the majority of your self-limiting beliefs so you can actually start attracting the women that you want rather than settling for the ones you think you can get. So if you're new to the channel, my name's Kristian and I travel the world and I coach high achieving, busy city workers, entrepreneurs and business owners build top 1% dating lives, all right? Because I think in the age that we live in now, I know for me anyway, right? I'm 27, but I started cold approach 4 years ago. And the reason for this was because I reached a point in my life where I felt as though I'd exhausted all other options, right? I didn't want to be swiping my life away on a screen. I didn't want to be settling for low quality girls in grotty nightclubs. I didn't want to be mass DMing girls on Instagram like some little simp. And I also didn't want to go down the long-winded route of trying to get girls through my social circle. So cold approach became the only viable option. 4 years later, it's completely changed my life. It's changed the lives of all my clients who I work with. I've certainly made a lot of mistakes. I found what's worked, what hasn't worked. And by working with me, you are going to save yourself a shitload of time. I've put together a tried and tested system. It's a system that I teach to all my clients and it gets results. That's what guys want. I'm all about getting results. I'm all about getting results fast. I think evidence has got the loudest voice. If you are a guy 33 years older, 33 years old, you're watching this, then let me just hit you with some real life case studies to fill you with optimism. So I had a guy last year that I worked with in Krakow in Poland. He's in his 50s. After working with me within a week, he's now dating a 25-year-old. A guy who signed up to work with me recently. We've not even done our in-person coaching experience yet, but he's a member of my private network, the Entourage. Within a week of him signing up, he's in his late 30s. He's now dating a 19-year-old. A guy I worked with in Manchester last year. He's about 39 years old now. He worked with me, did the in-person experience, became a member of my private network. He's now gallivanting across South America. And the biggest problem he's now facing is he's got too many girls to choose from. Girls who are in their 20s, some like 18, 19-year-olds. There's some milkshakes in there as well. But point being, I know what I'm doing. I know how to get results. I'm the best in the world at what I do. You can go over to my Instagram page at Casanova Dating. All the testimonials are on there. There's a link below this video as well. That'll take you to my website. More testimonials. Evidence got the loudest voice. I appreciate there's a lot of charlatans in this industry, but I go above and beyond to get my guys the results that they want because ultimately that's what we're doing this for, right? You want to get yourself a gob-smackingly gorgeous girlfriend or a wife-worthy woman. So the way that I help my guys get the results that they want, get the women that they want, the way that I do this fast is first of all, I help shatter their self-limiting beliefs. So when a guy first applies to work with me, maybe he's 35 years old, he might have a couple of kids, he might have recently come out of a long-term relationship and he thinks it's game over for him. I'm like, brother, it's not game over, it's game on. Like if you understand basic sexual market economics, you'll know that a man's value is increasing with age. I think it's like 38, 39 where a man hits his peak. So yeah, if you're a guy watching this and you're 33, you're 34, you're 35, and you think it's game over for you, it's like, brother, you just need some no bullshit feedback. You just need somebody such as myself to shatter those self-limiting beliefs by just giving you a bit of a shake up. Like, dude, like you're living like you're a granddad. You're living like you're 80 years old. Like these are the best. This is like the best decade, like 33 onwards. You are entering one of the most fulfilling areas of your life. Like the conversation that I have with my guys in my private network, the Entourage, like they are just saying to me, Kristian, you're 27 years old now, bro. Wait till you get to 37. Wait till you get to 47. Like as long as you take care of yourself, as long as you put in the reps, as long as you continue to become the most fuckable version of you, life just keeps getting better. And I think this is the important point to keep in mind. This doesn't mean that the older you get, the more attractive, the more valuable, and the more fuckable you become. No, this will be the case as long as you put in the work, right? I had a conversation with a guy yesterday. He's 33, and he said to me, Kristian, game is now easier than it's ever been because I'm making great money. I'm in shape. I've got passions. I've got things that I'm pursuing. I'm finding fulfillment in many things. I'm traveling. And it's like, I like to use the James Bond archetype because I think it's the most relatable icon for masculine prominence. Like if you think about the character of James Bond, right? He's seen it all. He's done it all. He's got this amused mastery, right? Amused mastery. So he's elevated. He's matured, and now nothing phases him anymore, right? He's got this mindset, no matter what, I can handle it. He's developed his charm, his charisma, his confidence. Like all of these things matter more than the way that you actually look. Like, of course, putting the reps to become the most fuckable version of you. If you've not done it already, download my free courses. They give you everything that I've done over these past 4 years to go from looking like a turnip to now becoming more of an attractive version of me. But that's just important to keep in mind. If you are a guy who's 33 years old or more, then you need to be ferocious with it. You need to become an absolute savage. One of our older guys in the Entourage who signed up recently, he went through my free course and he was like, do you know what, mate? I actually realized I've been letting myself go a bit. Like, he's in his 40s. He's like, yeah, I've been letting myself go a bit. It's like, I think he said to me, like, he was traveling once and someone said to him, you know what, bro, you've got a great face but a terrible body. Like, he was like all podgy and stuff, and there's no there's no room for this, like, when you are getting older. So he's been starting doing the sprints, like the hill sprints, the high intensity interval training, just to shed off that unnecessary belly fat. But I think just this is the most important point. Like, we don't achieve dreams, we achieve standards. And in life, we don't get what we deserve, we get what we think we deserve. Your mind matters more than your face, right? Your mind matters more than your age. And I think that for a lot of guys who I work with, it's 90% in a game, right? Because I'm working with guys who've got it all on paper, and this is so important. Like, on paper, they've got it all. They have got great money. They've got a solid career. They do look the part. They're in decent shape, but they still can't go over and talk to that pretty girl in a daytime environment. And the analogy I always use is that's like working your bollocks off to buy a Lamborghini and then being too scared to drive it. So there's no getting away from it. Like, if you do want to become excellent at cold approach so you can attract the women that you want rather than settling for the ones you think you can get, you are going to have to put in the reps, right? You are going to have to go out there. You are going to have to put yourself through the social fire. But I think this should motivate you, because if you look at other guys who are your age, let's say you're 35 years old and you're watching this, most guys your age, they're just not trying. Like, you know, when I think about a 35-year-old, I think about beer-bellied Barry down the pub who's just getting bevied with the boys every weekend, watching the football, eating a packet of pork scratchings. If it's like, your competition is not even trying, and this needs to motivate you. And this is why I keep banging into your brain. Now is the perfect time to invest into your social skills, to invest into coaching, to invest into network, because your competition are not trying. So while everyone else is zigging, you want to be zagging, right? Whilst the majority of men are just sleepwalking through life and swiping their lives away, they're going to wake up when their best years are behind them. I would say you need to take massive inspiration purely from the fact that you've come across this content and hopefully you are taking action. Hopefully you are transmuting information into implementation. The other thing that I would say as well, which I've found to be so important, is the notion of actually getting out of your current environment, right? I think that environment is everything, and great game doesn't make up for a shitty location. So if you've got the financial purchasing power to travel and explore new environments, dude, that is going to take your results through the roof. Like, if you can unlock the skill set of cold approach and you've also got the financial purchasing power to be able to travel to different faraway lands. So maybe you go to Rio de Janeiro, maybe you go to Stockholm, maybe you go to, I don't know, Guatemala, somewhere that you can actually increase your relative sexual market value. Like, dude, if you're a 35-year-old guy now, he's got his shit together, you've got decent social skills, you've got money in the bank, mate, after watching this live stream, just book yourself a faraway, just book yourself a trip, like solo travel. Like, you'll learn so much about yourself because you'll have to navigate so many inevitable vicissitudes. And what I found to be true as well, because a common sticking point I find with my older guys is usually they've got status in their city. So they almost don't want to get a reputation for themselves in their home city as, oh, that guy who approaches girls. But listen, like once you work with me, we overcome all this stuff anyway. You realize that you can actually call approach wherever you want. It doesn't matter as long as you do it the right way. That's why I give you my proven, tried and tested system. If you are interested in working, by the way, link below, click it. Happy fucking days. But this notion of actually becoming a stranger in a new city, I really love it because it's an opportunity for personal renaissance, to recreate yourself. It's very similar to like when I went to university at 18 years old, nobody knew who I was then, so I could become anyone that I wanted. And I think identity is one of the greatest purchasing powers in this game. It's like transforming who we are at our very core, right? Because if we always do what we've always done, we'll always get what we've always got. And this is what I say to my guys. It's like, dude, if you could be going on multiple dates a week with gobsmackingly gorgeous girls, if you could be making the sort of money and living the sort of life you wanted to be living, then you would already be doing it. And what this says to me is there are currently bottlenecks in your belief system. It's belief, like that's what it is. Belief does follow action, right? So that's the beginner process I would give to anybody. It's get out there, do 100 direct cold approaches as soon as possible. This is why the 50-year-old who I spoke about, we worked together in Krakow. So I took him through his 100 direct cold approaches, and then within a week of him returning home, he's dating a 25-year-old. So that's what I'm trying to get across to you boys. Like, there's no escape from the approaching side of things. Like if you do want to master cold approach, you're going to have to approach. It's like wanting to become a great swimmer, but being scared of getting wet or being scared of getting into the water. Like, dude, you could read the best book on teach yourself how to swim, but until you get in the water and do that first length, then it's just wanking in the wind, right? So 100 direct cold approaches as soon as possible. Start challenging your belief systems. Like it's difficult to challenge your belief systems on your own because you don't know what you don't know, right? But ask yourself, what do I currently believe to be true about the world that isn't? What do I currently believe to be true about myself that isn't? And if you've got people in your corner, like all the people who I can introduce you to in the Entourage, then they can actually challenge your bullshit beliefs. Like in our private WhatsApp group, guys will post messages in there, and like we're very transparent with each other in the Entourage, right? I describe it as an echo chamber of empathy because the way that I view life is about attracting our people and repelling the rest, right? So guys in the group, let's say there's a 39-year-old guy and he's got some beliefs in his head. He can't quite shake them. He'll put that into the WhatsApp group and then he'll get flooded with motivational messages and also no bullshit feedback as well from other guys who were in that same position that he was in and be like, yeah, dude, that's bullshit. Like you're just bullshitting yourself at the moment. You just need to go out there. You need to approach a bit more. You need to spend less time consuming content on the internet. That's a big one. That's a big one I find for a lot of guys. They're consuming too much of the wrong content. They're consuming too much of this hyper masculine red pill manospheric content, and I find that it can just destroy your soul if you consume too much of that. So I think becoming a connoisseur of content, you're actually deciding what you're going to take in and be deliberate with your content practice, because there's a lot of poison out there on the internet. I think it's easy to fall into rabbit holes. Like I certainly lost myself in a few rabbit holes over the years, but this is why the importance of network is so crucial, because when you've got other people in your corner who not only can push you and can give you that no bullshit feedback, but also can give you permission to do the thing that you want to do, that's why I get results fast. That's why I'm able to transform the dating lives of hundreds of guys from all across the world fast. It's because not only do you get feedback from me, not only do you get an entire year of dedicated coaching, but you become part of this echo chamber of empathy where we're all growing together. A rising tide lifts all the boats. You'll be connecting with other entrepreneurs and business owners and high achievers, some guys in their 30s, their 40s, and their 50s. So you don't feel as though you're on your own anymore, right? You don't feel as though you're doing this all on your own. You're not trying to conquer the game solo. So in super practical terms, after watching this video, what would I love you boys to do? If you haven't done so already, book in a free 30-minute consultation call with me because I can get you results fast. If I don't think you're the right fit, then I ain't going to take your money for the hell of it. Like, it's not worth my time. Like, a bad client can never become a good client. Again, all the testimonials are on there. Like, there's not much more I can say to you. If you've been trying to do this on your own for a month or more and you're not getting the results that you want, then dude, for me, it's a no-brainer. Just book in the call, work with me, get the results that you want fast. But look, if you're not in a position right now, then you can download the free courses. You can attempt to do it all on your own. But I would say, as a bare minimum, every person who's watched this, you know what you need to do. You need to get those 100 direct cold approaches done, because now you've got skin in the game. Now you can start to, I would recommend as well that you actually record the audio of your conversations so you can give yourself a point of reference. You might be speaking too fast. Your conversations might be too platonic. They might not be lasting long enough. Your approach might lack conviction. It might be the way you think. It might be the way you look. It might be the way you dress or speak. Like, there's an amalgamation, there's the kaleidoscope of things that could be going wrong at the moment. But 100 direct cold approaches, get skin in the game. And the final thing I'll say is, just keep in mind that all this comes down to is social skills, right? The more social you can be in everyday life, then the easier cold approach will become, right? All game is learning how to get what you want. It's learning how to deliver your value to the world through the means of organic face-to-face communication, right? So be social, talk to everybody, go out there with the seduce the world mindset. Like, I'm going to go out today, I'm going to make people smile. I'm going to be the reason why someone else has a better day, because again, a rising tide lifts all the boats. And then once you start doing that, once you go out there with a I'm going to give rather than I'm going to take mindset, cold approach will start to feel more effortless, because it becomes something you are rather than something that you do. Yeah, it becomes an extension of your personality. And that's why my mantra has always been freedom from bullshit, right? I'm not a dating coach. I'm not a day gamer. I ain't no PUA. I'm a freedom from bullshit practitioner. I think that's what this process really comes down to. I've always described day game as the discipline that takes me closer to the divine, because dude, after I'd unlocked this skill set, it unlocked the rest of the world for me. I was like, you know what? I can actually do things. I can bypass all of the BS. I can overcome all my self-limiting beliefs. Like, it forces you to look at the rest of your life and think, where else am I playing it small? Where else am I settling for mediocrity? Maybe it's your job. Maybe it's the place that you live in. Maybe it's the money that you're making. Maybe it's the quality of women that you're currently able to attract. Maybe it's the body that you have. Maybe it's the car that you drive. It just, for me anyway, it just made me want to elevate. And then, because I've got this ferocious winner mindset, I give that. It's like my guys, they all learn through osmosis, right? There's no time for excuse makers or crybabies or action avoiders when it comes to working with me. It's like, once you sign up, you're going to get the results that you want because you've got me in your corner. Not just me, but my entourage as well, like global network of like-minded, radically ambitious men from all across the world. So yeah, 100 direct call approaches, get them done ASAP. Try it on your own for a month. If you're still struggling after a month, then just do what the rest of the guys have done. Apply to work with me, become part of the network. You've got me in your corner. Come to our group coaching calls, get direct access to me on WhatsApp. We'll get on the FaceTime together so I can just be like, you need to do this. But yeah, bros, yeah, if you're new here, subscribe to the channel, like the video. Link below if you want to work with me. If you don't want to work with me, that's cool. You might as well get the free courses anyway. So I'll put all the links below. Hope you boys have a scrumptious Saturday, and I will speak with you boys